We are looking for some more concrete guidance, whether that comes from the governor's office or whether that comes from the state health department.
Now at 5, with the start of school just weeks away, teachers are asking for more guidance when it comes to safely reopening. Why they say they feel left out of the conversation.
Coming up, we'll tell you why several community members are calling on a Richmond school board member to resign.
And what would you do? It's the question an ABC show answers with hidden cameras, and tonight puts the spotlight on Indianapolis.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Now at 5, the start of the school year is just weeks away, and more districts are releasing reopening plans that address coronavirus safety. We already know the Washington Township School District is postponing their return to the classroom and going virtual.
Families across central Indiana have many questions when it comes to their kids' safety. RTV6's Stephanie Wade is working for you to find out what the state is doing to protect teachers and students.
It's been stated both here locally in Marion County and by our state health department. Officials want students back in the classroom. But the Indiana State Teachers Association, which represents educators across the state, says many are worried what will happen if we go back in a few weeks.
We really and truly are asking a large group across the state to put themselves at very high risk and potentially pass away and leave their own families in this situation.
The many questions teachers and families have about returning, whether it's how long someone has to quarantine after a possible exposure, if masks are required 100% of the time, who gets notified of a positive case, and what's the process like? Are all decisions being left to local districts, according to the state health commissioner and state superintendent of public instruction, when addressing back-to-school plans last month? ISTA wants more clear guidance and mandates from the state health department when it comes to protecting students and staff across Indiana, including requiring mask wearing 100% of the time and social distancing, asking the state
what resources are in place for staff, for students, and for the community when a student or a teacher dies. Not if, when.
Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Well, to see the State Department of Education and Department of Health's COVID-19 health and safety reentry guidance recommendations, you can visit our website at theindychannel.com. Today we learned the first day of school is delayed in Wayne Township in Marion County. The board voted last night to push the start for students from July 29th to August 12th. A district spokesperson said that will help ensure they have the technology and PPE in place to give students the best start possible. Wayne Township is offering both in-person and at-home online learning options. However, students who choose at-home learning will not be allowed to take part in in-person extracurricular activities, including sports. You may recall Washington Township Schools in Marion County announced Monday that they will begin the school year entirely online due to a recent increase in coronavirus cases. The first day of school is July 30th. Classes will remain online until the board determines otherwise.
And IPS is planning to reopen on time on August 3rd. The district is offering both in-person and online options. Parents have to sign up by Friday for virtual learning. If you choose this option, your child must complete all 9 weeks of the fall semester before moving to in-person learning. And we are compiling a list of Central Indiana School District return plans. You can look for details on our website at theindychannel.com.
Coronavirus numbers are helping drive decisions school districts are making. Today, the state reported 662 people tested positive for COVID-19 on Sunday and Monday. That's an increase of more than 200 over yesterday's figure. That brings the total to 52,685. 13 more Hoosiers have died from coronavirus. That's a considerable jump from yesterday's 2. Those deaths occurred between July 3rd and yesterday. The statewide total now stands at 2,582.
Community members in Richmond are calling for a school board member to resign today. This after they say she made racist comments in a video online. Megan St. Torm has more from Richmond, where a protest is happening.
Several people have gathered outside of the administration building for Richmond schools, hoping to send a strong message to the board. holding signs and standing side by side. These are the community members calling on school board member Suzanne Derengowski to resign. They say she and her husband, Troy, created a podcast-type video talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. It has since been deleted, but those here today say it included racist comments.
It's important to me that someone who can directly influence the direction of the district not necessarily share those same views.
Derengowski has been on the school board since 2003. Board members say they are aware of the video. They say it was made from her home and it does not reflect the views of the district. While they do not have the power to force her to resign, they say they are listening to community members.
Everybody's concerns they don't fall on deaf ears. We pride ourselves in listening. We pride ourselves on the community involvement, and we really try to do what's best for the students and the constituents here in Richmond.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And Suzanne was not at the board meeting today. She released a page-long statement apologizing for any harm the comments she and her husband made. She says they meant to start a discussion, and she plans on working to learn more to broaden their understanding of racial injustice. And tonight, Brownsburg police are investigating a deadly double shooting. A 911 call came in around 1:15 about multiple shots fired. When they arrived in the area of 56th and Grant, they found 2 people dead in the road. This is near the entrance to the Bayberry Place subdivision. One male was found just south of the intersection, another male just west. We are waiting for more details from police.
The first federal execution in 17 years took place this morning in Terre Haute. Lewis Lee was pronounced dead by lethal injection at 8:07 a.m. The 47-year-old man from Oklahoma was convicted of murdering an Arkansas mother, father, and their 8-year-old daughter in a 1990s plot to build a whites-only nation in the Pacific Northwest. Lee's last words were, "You're killing an innocent man." The execution came after the Supreme Court overnight lifted a stay imposed by a lower court judge in a lawsuit over the drugs used during the lethal injections. 2 more executions are scheduled this week. Tonight, an attorney for a Monroe County man is denying her client instigated a racially charged incident at Lake Monroe on the 4th of July. Vox Booker has spoken out several times, saying men in this video pinned him down and threatened to lynch him. Yesterday, attorneys for a couple seen in the confrontation on the video said the claims made against them are false and that Booker was the instigator and agitator. Booker's attorney denies that. His attorney also said that Booker met with the FBI and that the FBI has opened a hate crime investigation. An FBI spokesperson would not confirm or deny that investigation to RTV6. Attorney Catherine Lyle issued a statement that reads in part, quote, "This is what repeatedly happens. The victim gets blamed and shamed. He gets re-victimized. Vox Booker is the victim. Black people across the nation have been the victims," end quote. You can read the entire statement in this story on theindychannel.com.
One of the largest neighborhoods in central Indiana is facing a lawsuit from one of its homeowners. The Deer Path Homeowners Association in Noblesville is accused of holding fraudulent elections and mismanaging the HOA's money. The lawsuit accuses Deer Path of an illegal scheme of ignoring the HOA's covenants and bylaws and holding illegal elections without the proper number of voters. In some cases, as few as 9 homeowners were present at election meetings when the Deer Path bylaws required at least a quorum of over 700 homeowners to hold a board election. The lawsuit alleges homeowner Andrew Taylor filed the lawsuit in hopes it sends a strong message.
All the information I've looked at, it points to a systemic problem across the state of there aren't homeowners being represented. There are these companies that are lining their pockets, and someone needs to stand up for the homeowners because we all live in these communities. These are our homes.
The lawsuit also accuses the HOA of failing to get required financial audits and engaging in thousands of dollars in untraceable financial transactions. Court documents allege the HOA raised dues for homeowners without taking the proper steps. We reached out to Deer Run's board and their attorney, who declined to comment.
This is a very serious virus. My children were discussing my funeral.
A nurse tells us about her battle with COVID-19. Her message for those who think the virus is not real.
And what would you do? Indianapolis gets put to the test as the ABC show by that name visits a well-known East Side restaurant and secretly records a very thought-provoking encounter.
Dry for the next 24 hours, then our thunderstorm chances increase. We'll talk about the storm threat for tomorrow night when we come back.
Metro Police are asking for your help tracking down the person suspected of breaking into the Franklin Township Little League garage and stealing some of their property. This happened between June 26th and June 28th. They have released pictures of a possible suspect and suspect vehicles. One is a new silver Chrysler or Dodge minivan with rear tinted windows. The second is believed to be an early 2000 Ford F-150 black pickup with silver stripes. Items taken were a 60-inch zero-turn mower, air compressor, generator, and a 2017 black carry-on utility trailer. If you have any information that can help police, call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS.
31 days on a ventilator, 41 days in ICU, and 46 days in a hospital. One local nurse says those numbers reflect what it took to beat COVID-19. RTV6's Troy Washington sharing her miraculous story and her message to anyone thinking this virus isn't real or deadly.
This is a very serious virus. My children were discussing my funeral. That's how serious it was and how critically ill I was from COVID.
Leslie Vogel says it all happened so fast.
Saturday, the 28th of March, I woke up short of breath, and I asked my daughter to take me to the Ascension St. Vincent Neighborhood Hospital in Noblesville.
Vogel says she hardly remembers much of the last few months, calling it a blur since she spent time in and out of a coma.
My last memory is being in ICU, looking out my glass door and seeing the ventilator sitting there and everybody garbing up.
She's a nurse, and though she doesn't work with patients anymore, she still picked up the coronavirus while on the job.
I actually contracted the virus at work from a coworker. 10 out of 15 nurses in my department got COVID.
She's sharing a message saying the virus is real and it's dangerous after spending 41 days in ICU and 31 days on a ventilator battling the virus.
Never have seen anything like this in my 39 years of nursing. We've never seen anything like this virus before. So please be careful out there.
By careful, this survivor means wearing a mask, practicing social distancing, and listening to warnings about the virus.
I feel like I have another, chance at life. My work on Earth is not finished.
Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
The nurse had to undergo rehabilitation. Now she is back at home, but she's still not all the way back to her usual self, she says. She'd like us to let viewers know that she didn't have any previous conditions before being diagnosed with COVID-19 and that this can happen to anyone. It is not only a good idea to wear a mask to help stop the spread of coronavirus, it's the rule in Marion County. And part of this summer's Indie Art and Seek program to keep Indianapolis beautiful, artist Phil Campbell created this installation featuring free PPE. This is at 10th and Hamilton on the east side. It's already so popular that when we drove by today, there was only one left. If you have masks you like to share, you are encouraged to contribute. Now to your Storm Team 6 forecast, and another beautiful day, but we can't hold off the heat and humidity forever, can we, Kevin?
Mark, if you and I were going to try it, it would take all our strength. And the last time I checked, I have no muscles. So no, we would not be able to hold off the heat and humidity. I knew you were laughing. I couldn't hear you, but I was pretty confident you were laughing. If my cell phone is on my chest, I have to get help to get that thing off of there. A lot of contacts in there. 85, that's our current temperature. Humidity is still low. As Mark mentioned, today's another beautiful day. I'd give it an 8 or 9 out of 10. You notice this? The sun is setting earlier. It's creeping back on us. Daylight hours getting shorter. 9:12 is when the sun sets. The line of showers and thunderstorms sits about 400 miles off to the northwest. We're good next 24 hours. That thunderstorm activity in Wisconsin and Iowa generated by a cold front, which will bring our chances for thunderstorms up tomorrow night and into the first part of Thursday. As far as our rain chances, Tomorrow, that's late. That's tomorrow night. Then Thursday, first half of the day, thunderstorm chances are greatest. The low threat for thunderstorms, it will be there from Friday through the rest of the 7-day forecast, this daily chance of showers and thunderstorms in the heat and humidity. 87 in Sullivan, 84 in Peru, 85 in Richmond, also in the mid-80s in Greencastle. What a beautiful picture. Say hello to Emmy and Tippy. Looks like headed for a little ride in the car, a little pup there. Good to meet both of you. Temperatures this evening will be in the mid-70s. Thanks to Pat for sending in the great picture. Love the smile and the blue eyes. Temperatures tomorrow with some blue sky early in the day will give way to cloud cover and a 91-degree high. We're starting to step up both the temperatures and the humidity level. Tomorrow night, western half of the state, a lower marginal risk for severe storms. And you see how we ramp this up tomorrow night into Thursday morning, the most likely time for thunderstorms ahead of that cold front. Not a favorable time for these to maintain their strength, but from 7 to 9, you see the line of storms. Look west of Terre Haute and Sullivan. See that bow? That would be an indication of thunderstorms that would have damaging wind potential. That's what we'll watch for. As that moves east, it loses that signature. 11 o'clock along the Wabash River from just west of Lafayette down to Sullivan and Vincennes, and then fading away as they come east into the rest of central Indiana. Thursday forecast. We back off a little bit because of more cloud cover just right behind the front, in the upper 80s for the high. Friday, we begin what will be at least a 5-day stretch of temperatures at 90 or above. Throw in the humidity, and the heat index will be around 100 at times. And so that's what we've got to get ready for, and these temperatures in the mid-70s. I mentioned I have no muscles, but I do have an exercise ball here, so I'll keep working out during the commercial breaks and the rest of the newscast. Back to you guys.
Kevin, I think you could do some lifts with your little dog Rory, and maybe that could work, or something like that on commercial breaks.
Yeah, all right.
All right, thank you, Kevin. In the age of cell phones and social media, where nearly any interaction between two people can be recorded, it is easy to watch from behind your screen and judge how others react. But ABC's hit show, What Would You Do?, puts your character to the test, and tonight, Indianapolis is in the spotlight. ABC's John Quinones reveals how people behave when they think no one is watching by using hidden cameras to record real reactions to thought-provoking scenarios created by actors. And our Lauren Casey shows us on tonight's episode. They come right here to Indy.
We've caught the attention of this customer, too. He can't contain himself, this guy.
Why don't you get somebody else to help him? Here, I'll help him.
And now both men come to Noel's defense.
At the historic Steer Inn on Indy's east side, a veteran struggles to order food off the menu. And his interaction with a waitress draws the attention of other patrons tables away.
He's serious. You can't say something like that.
Only this is no waitress, and the veteran is not a real customer. They are actors playing out a real-life scenario of a vet suffering from a traumatic brain injury.
Talk to me first about how you guys pick the topics for the show.
We watch what's going on in the news. We watch what's on social media, the videos that have gone viral. People were so kind and so welcoming in your state. We were very happy to be there. And the scenario we did at the Steer Inn was about traumatic brain injuries. And, you know, more than 400,000 veterans suffer from these injuries to the brain that cause everything from depression to slurred speech, to mental confusion.
The waitress asks if he's drunk and gets impatient, but then real people showing Hoosier hospitality are the true stars of the show.
What sounds good, buddy?
This is sweet.
What do you recommend?
I've only been here a couple times.
There's a gentleman in Purdue hat, so you recognize that we're here in Indiana. And it was really heartwarming, I think, for me, someone who's from here, to see all the people who jumped in and really, you know, became a friend to that veteran or the actor who played the veteran. What's it like for you to watch this unfold behind the scenes?
It's always touching for me. It never gets old. Sometimes it's so heartwarming what people do, or so heartbreaking what people do, that I'm in tears.
Lauren Casey, RTV6.
Thanks, Lauren, for that. And it's a great show. So if you can tune in tonight, you should. And you can see more of what happened in that encounter here in Indy. Plus, see how the show puts people to the test with LGBTQ issues, gambling, and inequality tonight here on RTV6. What Would You Do airs at 10 o'clock right before the news at 11. And still ahead on the news at 5, another ABC show is in the spotlight, and a big change are coming to the Dancing with the Stars ballroom.
There's always a lot of shaking going on in the ballroom on ABC's Dancing with the Stars, but not a shakeup like this. Host Tom Bergeron and Erin Andrews will not be returning to the show. ABC said in a statement that the show is looking to embark on a new creative direction. Bergeron has hosted the Dancing with the Stars since its premiere in 2005. He took to Twitter to announce his departure, saying it was an incredible 15-year run. The network is also saying farewell to Andrews, who originally competed as a contestant in 2010 and returned to co-host in 2014. She also responded on Twitter and says that she will always cherish her days on that set, even if she wasn't the best at walking in heels. No replacements were named, by the way. Still ahead on the news at 5:30 here, unemployment aid from the Federal CARES Act is due to end in about 2 weeks. Are you prepared for that? What you can be doing now to be ready.